going to continue our Django and Python application, and we're doing a little bit of some updates and things like that. We're going to catch little bugs and clean a few things out right now. So first thing we want to do is let's get rid of this edit button on our roadmaps, and we're going to do this a couple places so that when we click on a card, we're going to go right to edit. So if we look up here in our roadmaps, if we go to our views, and we go to roadmaps, which is in our list, somewhere in there. There we go, list roadmaps. So in our roadmap list, this is going to be actually fairly simple. What we're going to do is we're going to take this button on click edit, and all we're going to do is move our on click up to the div, and then we can remove our button. And we're going to do this a couple places, and it's going to just simplify our, whoops, I don't need that. I do need that. And so now when I refresh it, if I'm going to go to annual goals 2021, click on it, and now it's going to get here. So we're going to do this here at our, this is our roadmap detail. We're going to do the same thing. So that's our roadmap edit. Again, I'm going to move a few of these things around and get rid of these buttons. We'll do it like that. And if we look here now, see here, and now we're going to do it in our time frames. We're going to do the same. Whoops. I'll go here. So if I do a time frame edit, so you see this is actually fairly easy to do, and it just cleans up the interface a little bit. Is if we move these clicks that we've gone through. Now the button's nice initially, particularly while we're designing things, so that we can go through and we can look at it and say, yes, this needs to be, this is something that makes sense from a navigation point of view to have a button, or from a click. So now look, we're cleaning this stuff up pretty quick. Oops, I moved the wrong button down there at the bottom. So that was actually the complete. I don't want the complete. I want the, I just want this, just this event, and I can get rid of that button. And then this would be a case sometimes that you would need, you'd maybe want to have multiple buttons or actions or links or something like that because of the complete option. But this sort of, sort of nice there. So let's actually take that. And if we go up to our roadmaps, let's see. Actually, let's look at our tasks. See how we've got this set up. Let's do this in our, as we get down to our, what is that? That's our goals. Let's clean that up so that gets done a little bit better. And we're going to get rid of this whole thing here. We don't have any space at the bottom. We didn't build that out right. So I'm going to cheat it a little bit. Let's see. So this is going to be, is that time frame edit? It's time frame edit. So the first thing I want to do is I want to clean this up a little bit. So let's take, that doesn't look too bad. All we're going to do is now we're going to split this into two divs. So the first one, actually we can do it from here because we're going to move, the button's going to be in a different div. And we're going to use that spacing much as we did on the task list. So let's take a look at that. How did we split that out? Let's see. So it was a button task, which we may keep at that. Let's change that class over. So we'll go over here, and he's going to be, instead of a button info, he's going to be button task. And let's go back to that guy. We had him split actually a couple places. We had these, remember we do this by 12. There's 12 divisions across the bootstrap. So we've got 3, 4, which is 7, plus 2 is 9, and 3 is 12. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and do just 2 of these this time. And let's see how that looks. So if we do, oops, and that's in the, let me just pull the, that's all I need because I've already got a class for both of those divs. So his class is tasks, and he's going to be an MD9. And this one, oh, he doesn't need one, so he's going to be an MD3. And let's take a look at how that looks. So we go here. Let me say, oops, I did not put it, I want him inside the div. So, whoops. So I need to have my overall card, which I'm going to click on to edit. And then within it, I'm going to have two divs. So I'm going to change this up a little bit because this is going to be now. So I'm going to have a div. Oops, here. Whoops. I just duplicated that on me. Oops. Okay. I did not paste that right. So let's just do it this way. So I'm going to take that. And so I've got name and status. It's going to be a div. And he's going to be an MD9 while the other one's going to be within there, and he's going to be an MD3. And if we look, there we go. So now he's on a different page. So let's, oh, so we got to wrap those as a row. We'll do the whole thing. Do I have a div row somewhere? I do not have one, so I'm just going to grab one more of those. So now, I'm going to combine those guys. Like that. And we should be able to say, voila, there we go. So now we've got our completes down here, and if we click on them, we can edit it. But let's get some space down there. And I'm going to do it in the most blatant, easy way to do it at this point. Is I'm just going to throw some breaks in there. We'll come back to this another time and probably play around with that a little bit. But for now, let's just open that up a little bit. And so now, actually, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of space here. So as I scroll down, I've got some space at the bottom. I could open that up or close that up a little bit more if I wanted, but for now, we're going to keep it that way. So we come in, let's start with roadmaps. We click here. We can look at the children. And we can look at a given time frame. So I think we're good because we've got our goals. We've got here, if we edit, nothing there. Turn to annual personal goals, annual goals. And so and then we have here, we can go back up. We didn't actually keep our little button here because we can just get roadmap to get back. There's two of these actually now because we're in home or task list. Then, oops, first let's get these. So if I click on it, we're going to get rid of the edits for the to-do and the tasks, which is probably both going to be a task list. I think this will cover both of them. So let's see, for the edit, we're going to get rid of that. And we'll actually do it all the way up at the card level. Whoop, is that how I want to do it? Yes, so for each task, I'm going to click on it there. And so now I can get rid of edit. And I don't need the break. So if I save it, and I got rid of that. And I'm getting a matching query does not exist, which will be interesting. Let's see, we are blowing up in views. It's going line 127. Oh, the parent. It's probably because that does not exist. So if it has no parent, then we're probably blowing up. So let's take a look at that. If we go look at that guy, we will see that owner. Oh, that's not owner. I don't have parent in my task. So I did not add that in there for some reason. Parent, attachment, time spent, owner. Let's go take a look at that. So if I go back and look at my model, I'll look real quick to edit task. And I think it gave me that at line 127. So line 127. So, oh, it's the time frame objects get. So if there's a P, is in the request.session. So that means if there's a parent, then he's going to try to get that one. And so let's just do this real quick. And let's see what it's spitting out for us. If we rebuild that, whoops. Did it die on me? Where, here we go. Oh, I need my parentheses there. So I need to go back to my view. My mistake. And so what we're probably going to need to do is clean this stuff out. Oh, which we do need to do, because that's our problem. Is when we do a, let's see. So what we need to do is we need to unset our session when we do a list, because as we come into here, whoops, is it gonna, let's see, can it show it to me? Yeah, so if I go into my list, so here we don't have, remember we set our roadmap and time period that we were setting those because we had that context. Well, we don't have that context anymore. So what we need to do is we need to do a clean session. And we're just going to call that when we do list tasks. So here, he needs to do, I think he can do request.clean session. So, well, actually, I don't think we want to do it. I think we need to do it like this. Let's sit this way. There, because it's not a self, my mistake. So if we do clean session now, what it's going to do, is it still getting it? Oh, it says it is. So let's make sure that we clean out our session properly. So now, oops, it's probably because I'm not cleaning the right one. So let's do this one. So that's list tasks. Oh, and this is going to be the list tasks with, oh, that's edit tasks. Oops. So we have to do it here. Oh, still getting it. So let's take a look at that. So tasks is calling. Tasks is calling list tasks. So list tasks calls clean session. And so let's just do this. Actually, what I need to do is if he's in the session and not equal to null, I'm sorry, not equal to none, because that's what's going to happen as it's coming through. Oh, and it's an and. So what's it complaining about? 1 second here. There we go. I think that's going to work. There we go. And so now we don't have, and so now this return to annual goals is going to blow up because it doesn't really have, I don't think we have the right, yeah. We're setting this incorrectly. So if we go into the edit task, let's see here, parent equals parent, otherwise it equals none. So if we look here, where it's just going to be on edit task. Well, actually, as I'm looking at the clock, we're running out of time. So I'm going to actually fix this next time around. But what we did do this time around is we're clicking on our stuff now to edit as opposed to these edit buttons everywhere. I think that'll take care of all of our edits. And we have to deal with the side effects of setting stuff up in the session, which is part of the reason that it's cleaner when you pass it. But it's also sort of nice to, from a convenience point of view, to keep track of those sessions and keeps track of stuff within the session. So we're going to clean that up next time. But for now, we'll wrap it up. So go out there, have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time.